The fear of failure versus the fear of caring what other people think if you try and don't succeed. The fear of failure is one of the greatest inhibitors to progress by crippling so many people from even taking a risk due to being afraid of trying and not succeeding and what other people might think. There's a natural feeling of who do I even think I am to try this that goes through your head when you decide to step away from the norm and pursue an inner desire. This could be starting a new business, getting into strength training, tailoring your nutrition, or being an introvert and still putting yourself out there in social settings to network. Overcoming the fear of failure boils down to how much passion, care, and commitment you have for what you want versus how much you value other people's opinions. That feeling of not believing in yourself is a mirage and should be viewed instead as a signal saying that yes, in order for you to merge with this new version of yourself you're envisioning, you must get comfortable being uncomfortable. For me, I was unsettled with the status quo of my life and had an inner hunger to achieve more for myself. How people saw me or the peer pressure to stick to the societal norms of my environment and what might have been deemed to be safe or cool was not more powerful than the inner drive I had to see what I was capable of. You may not know which direction you want to go in or have multiple passions that confuse you and keep you at bay from even starting. But as long as you feel deep down you want something, then you're on fertile ground and it's just a matter of narrowing down to that exact thing. There's a great deal of self-awareness, establishing of personal values, and prioritizing intrinsic motivation that's needed to overcome the fear of caring about what other people think. What does this goal you want so badly even mean to you? And for how long and how hard are you willing to work for it? You have to be curious enough to start before you even feel like you're ready, because you're never really ready and have to figure it out as you go anyways. If you're not sure what you want to do, you can try experimenting with a few things to see what you're naturally best at or what piques your interest, and then investigate that further. But eventually, you will have to make a bold decision and begin the journey. So if you're looking to get in better shape, you need a clear plan that involves a workout program and nutritional guidelines showing the appropriate calories needed to be at a deficit if you're looking to lose weight, or a surplus of calories in relation to your energy expenditure if you're looking to bulk. There's a failing your way to success that you have to accept, and it's never a clean, smooth process, but one riddled with self-doubt that you have to battle against. Self-doubt is just a result of limited thinking that is not based on current facts of what is actually possible in your life, but is rather rooted in past experiences that you've inflated in your head over time to the point you believe is true. So setting a plan and taking action to find out what you're capable of is a way to fight against this self-doubt, as new evidence needs to present itself in order to reprogram your perspective. You must acknowledge that your genuine inclination towards achieving a goal in the grand scheme of things is irrelevant to what anybody else thinks, including your family and friends and random strangers on the internet. You can fake it till you make it if you want by imagining the skepticism in your head turning into admiration for yourself and from others if you continue to push past the awkward phases that can be discouraging. Nonetheless, it's important to retell the story you've been telling yourself for so long that has crippled you from having greater self-confidence. This could take you back to your childhood years where you think about all the times you failed or were embarrassed and publicly humiliated. Instead of dwelling on that story, you can now focus on the moments where you took a risk and broke through, or surprised yourself by getting a good grade on a test, or made a sports team, or learned an instrument. I'm sure you're familiar with the concept of positive thinking as a way to manifest what you want from the universe. And although it's highly valuable to have a positive mindset, as it's the only thing you have control over, it's much easier said than done. What I found to be effective in building myself up to think more positively was to first cut down on my negative thinking, self-criticizing, worrying, complaining, being concerned about everything, and over-empathizing with other people's struggles in a way that was personally affecting my own energy. I chose not to fake positive thinking and tell myself things I didn't necessarily believe at the time, because there was a much louder voice in my head that was negating what I was trying to convince myself of anyhow. Instead, I focused on cutting down how much I was beating myself up with negative thought patterns that made me feel incapable of taking a leap into a new direction that was actually beneficial for my life.